The scream tore through the stillness of the desert night, raw and haunting. Kemi jolted awake, her heart pounding. She didn't know who it came from, but she knew what it meant. Someone had given up, lost to the endless expanse of the Sahara. She clutched her mother's crucifix, the only reminder of home, and whispered a prayer. The desert had no mercy, and her journey was far from over. Kemi's story began in Ogun State, Nigeria, in a one-room shack she shared with her parents and three younger siblings. Her father, a carpenter, hadn't found steady work in years, and her mother's roadside fried plantain stall barely kept them fed. Kemi dreamed of becoming a nurse, but dreams felt like luxuries in a world where hunger spoke louder. Every night, she sat by the flickering kerosene lamp, listening to her siblings cry themselves to sleep. One day, while walking through the bustling market, Kemi overheard whispers of a way out, a journey through the desert and across the sea to Europe. The men spoke of danger, but also of opportunity, jobs, money, and freedom from the chains of poverty. That night, Kemi shared the idea with her parents. Her mother wept, begging her not to go, while her father stared at the floor in silence. But Kemi was resolute. She couldn't bear to see her siblings grow up in the same hopeless cycle. It took months to scrape together the money for the smuggler. Kemi cleaned houses, sold petty goods, and her parents sacrificed what little they had. Her father's tools, her mother's jewelry. On the day she left, her family walked her to the bus station. Her mother pressed the crucifix into her hand. "Come back to us, Kemi," she whispered. Kemi nodded, but she wasn't sure if she ever would. The journey began in Kano, where Kemi joined a group of migrants packed into an old van. After days of cramped travel, they reached Agadez, a chaotic hub for those attempting the dangerous desert crossing. From there, they were crammed into a battered truck, 40 people squeezed together like cargo. The sun scorched their skin by day, and the biting cold haunted them by night. When the truck broke down, the smuggler disappeared, taking most of the water with him. Panic spread. As days passed, some stayed by the truck, hoping for rescue. Kemi, with no choice, joined others who chose to walk. The Sahara tested her in ways she never imagined. Every step felt like a battle against death. People collapsed, their bodies claimed by the sand. Kemi made a friend in Saliu, a boy who encouraged her to keep moving, but the desert wasn't done with them. A sandstorm roared out of nowhere, tearing them apart. When it passed, Saliu was gone. Kemi screamed his name, but the wind swallowed her voice. When she finally stumbled into a village on the brink of collapse, kind strangers gave her water and food, but her journey wasn't over. With no money left, Kemi was desperate. A local woman pointed her to a man who could help, for a price. His leering eyes made Kemi's skin crawl, but she had no choice. Closing her eyes, she thought of her siblings in Lagos and endured. Afterward, she scrubbed her face raw, clutching the crucifix like a lifeline. The next smuggler led her group toward Libya, but armed men intercepted them, demanding money. When they couldn't pay, two migrants were dragged away, their screams lingering in the air. By the time Kemi reached Libya, she was a shadow of herself, trapped in a crowded detention center run by smugglers. She saw others turn to desperate measures, prostitution, compliance, and worse. Kemi stayed quiet, praying for a miracle. The miracle came when a group of migrants staged an escape. Kemi joined the chaos, running until she reached a beach where flimsy boats awaited. She climbed aboard one, her heart pounding as the boat pushed off into the open sea. The crossing was a nightmare. High waves battered the boat, and the engine sputtered to a stop. Kemi clutched her crucifix, whispering prayers as despair closed in. Just as the sun began to set, a rescue ship appeared on the horizon, pulling them to safety. Europe, however, was not the haven Kemi had imagined. Without papers, she was vulnerable. A man approached her at a shelter, offering work and a place to stay. Desperate, she accepted, unaware she was walking into another trap. She was forced into sex trafficking, locked in a small room with other women, her days a blur of fear and pain. Kemi clung to the thought of her family, promising herself she would survive. After months of torment, Kemi found an ally in Amina, another captive. Together, they planned an escape. One night, when their captors were distracted, they slipped through a window and ran to the nearest police station, begging for help. Authorities placed Kemi in a shelter for trafficking survivors, where she began the long, grueling process of applying for asylum. Over time, Kemi rebuilt her life. She found work cleaning offices and started sending money home to her family. Years later, she saved enough to bring her parents and siblings to Europe legally. Her siblings went to school, and Kemi finally saw the dreams she had fought so hard for come to life. Determined to prevent others from suffering as she had, Kemi became an advocate, speaking out about the dangers of illegal migration. "There is always a better way," she told young people in Ogun State. "Fight for your dreams, but fight the right way." Kemi's scars would never fade completely, but her resilience turned pain into purpose. She had broken the cycle of poverty for her family and found strength in her survival. For Kemi, the journey was brutal, but it had shaped her into a beacon of hope for those she left behind. This story highlights the resilience and determination of individuals striving to escape poverty and seek a better life, despite facing immense hardships. It sheds light on the dangers of illegal migration, including exploitation, trafficking, and life-threatening challenges, while emphasizing the importance of perseverance and hope. Ultimately, it encourages fighting for dreams in safer, ethical ways and using personal experiences to advocate for others and inspire change. How did Kemi's journey make you feel? Could you relate to any part of her struggles or resilience? And what do you think is the most important lesson from Kemi's story? Please share your insights in the comment section. I hope you enjoyed the story. Please like this video and subscribe to our channel for more educative and inspiring stories. Don't forget to also share with families and friends to spread the message. Thank you.